Could you tell which ancient predator this is? A crocodile? An alligator? Get it wrong in the wild, and the consequences could be deadly. One has survived virtually unchanged for 200 million years. The other can exert enough bite force to crush a bowling ball. One hides 80 razor-sharp teeth behind its smile, while the other's surprisingly picky about when it attacks humans. Welcome to Jaws and Claws, and today we're diving into the primordial world of these living dinosaurs to reveal 9 shocking differences between crocodiles and alligators that most people get completely wrong. And number 7, it might just save your life one day. But first, let's address the confusion. Even zookeepers admit that visitors constantly mix these creatures up. So how can you tell them apart? Let's dive in. The most obvious difference between these prehistoric powerhouses is their snout shape. Alligators have a broad U-shaped rounded snout like the shape of the letter U. This powerful design helps them crush turtle shells and hard-shelled prey. Crocodiles, on the other hand, feature a longer, more pointed V-shaped snout, perfect for grabbing fish and other quick-moving prey. This narrower jaw might seem less intimidating, but don't be fooled. Crocodiles typically have stronger bite force pound for pound than their alligator cousins. But here's what's fascinating. These different snout shapes aren't just random. They're perfectly engineered tools that have allowed these species to dominate their specific ecosystems for millions of years. And unlike any human technology that becomes obsolete every few years, these designs have remained unchanged for eons. Now, this next difference could save your life if you ever find yourself face to face with one of these apex predators. When an alligator closes its mouth, its upper jaw is wider than its lower jaw, creating a perfect pocket where its teeth tuck away. That's why a closed-mouth alligator appears almost toothless from a distance. In stark contrast, a crocodile's teeth are always visible, particularly the large fourth tooth on each side of the lower jaw. These teeth stick out over the upper lip even when its mouth is fully closed, creating that infamous and terrifying crocodile grin. But wait. Why would evolution favor visible teeth in crocodiles but hidden teeth in alligators? The answer reveals something unexpected about their hunting strategies, which we'll explore in just a moment. Where you encounter these ancient reptiles tells you a lot about which species you're dealing with. Alligators are homebody types, primarily found in only 2 places on Earth: the southeastern United States from Florida to Texas, and a small population in China. They prefer freshwater environments like rivers, lakes, and swamps, where they reign as apex predators. Crocodiles, meanwhile, are world travelers. They've conquered territories across Africa, Australia, Southeast Asia, and parts of the Americas. More impressively, crocodiles can live in both freshwater and saltwater thanks to specialized salt glands on their tongues, an evolutionary advantage alligators never developed. This saltwater tolerance is why you might encounter a crocodile in the ocean, while you'll never see an alligator more than a few miles from shore. It's also why crocodiles have spread globally while alligators remain restricted to specific regions. When it comes to sheer intimidation factor, not all prehistoric predators are created equal. The American alligator typically tops out at around 14 to 15 feet in length and weighs up to 1,000 pounds. Impressive? Absolutely. But now consider the saltwater crocodile, which can grow beyond 20 feet and weigh over 2,000 pounds, making it the largest reptile on Earth. The saltwater crocodile doesn't just win in size, it dominates in aggression too. While alligators typically avoid humans unless provoked, saltwater crocodiles are notoriously territorial and have earned their reputation as man-eaters in parts of Australia, Southeast Asia, and Africa. Here's a chilling statistic. Saltwater crocodiles kill about 1,000 people annually worldwide. By comparison, alligators are responsible for only around 1 fatal attack every few years in the United States. So why such a dramatic difference in aggression? The answer lies in their evolutionary history and territorial instincts, which brings us to our next key difference. The behavioral differences between these reptiles might surprise you. Alligators are relatively docile and typically avoid confrontation with humans. They're ambush predators who prefer an easy meal over a fight. Unless protecting their young or territory, alligators will usually, not always, retreat when approached. Crocodiles, particularly saltwater and Nile crocodiles, display significantly more aggressive tendencies. They're more territorial, more opportunistic, and more likely to view humans as potential prey. They've been known to actively stalk humans and are responsible for hundreds of attacks annually. But here's the twist. This aggression difference isn't about one being meaner than the other. It's about evolutionary adaptation. Crocodiles evolved in environments with more competition and larger predators, forcing them to develop more aggressive survival strategies. This leads us to perhaps the most fascinating difference of all. Color offers another key visual distinction between these ancient reptiles. Alligators typically appear darker, almost black or dark gray. This darker pigmentation helps them absorb heat more efficiently in their cooler, shaded freshwater habitats. Crocodiles display a lighter olive green to brown-gray coloration, often with distinct patterns that provide better camouflage in their varied environments. Their skin also features sensory pits across their jaws, tiny organs that can detect minuscule pressure changes in water, allowing them to locate prey even in complete darkness. Both species are armored with osteoderms, bony plates under their scales that act like built-in chainmail. However, crocodile osteoderms contain sensory organs that can detect changes in water pressure and salinity, another evolutionary advantage for their diverse habitats. But perhaps the most remarkable thing about their skin? Some species can stay underwater for over 2 hours on a single breath, partially because they can absorb oxygen directly through their skin. Now for difference number 7, which I mentioned might save your life one day. Both reptiles appear slow and lethargic while basking, but their attack speed is nothing short of terrifying. On land, crocodiles can sprint at speeds up to 20 miles per hour for short distances. Alligators are slightly slower, reaching about 11 miles per hour. In water, however, both can exceed 20 miles per hour in short bursts. For context, Olympic swimmer Michael Phelps tops out at around 6 miles per hour. But here's the critical survival tip. Crocodiles can gallop or run with their bodies completely off the ground, similar to a mammal. Alligators can only manage an awkward belly crawl on land. If you ever spot a large reptile galloping toward you, you're definitely dealing with a crocodile, and you should seek immediate safety. The good news? Neither can maintain high speeds for long distances. If chased, your best strategy is to move quickly and run away at an angle not a zigzag pattern, but away from its head. Run away at full speed and drop anything you have to distract them. Their turning ability is poor, so don't go straight, and they tire quickly on land. The life cycles of these ancient reptiles reveal another fascinating contrast. Both species can live remarkably long lives. Alligators typically live 30 to 50 years in the wild, while crocodiles can survive 70 to 100 years. In captivity, some specimens have reportedly lived over a century. Their reproduction strategies differ subtly but significantly. Female alligators build nests from vegetation, which helps incubate eggs through heat generated by decomposition. Crocodiles typically dig holes in sandy banks for their nests. Here's where it gets fascinating. In both species, the temperature of the nest determines the gender of the offspring. Warmer nests produce males, cooler nests produce females. A phenomenon that has scientists concerned about how crocodiles and alligators nesting near human heating structures like nuclear plants might affect their population balance. Perhaps most surprisingly, both species show remarkable maternal care. The mother will guard the nest fiercely during incubation, then gently carry the hatchlings to water in her powerful jaws. The same jaws that can crush bone, showing unbelievable gentleness with their young. Our final difference takes us back in time, way back. While both animals belong to the order Crocodilia, they diverged evolutionarily about 80 million years ago when dinosaurs still dominated the planet. Crocodiles are actually more ancient, with fossil records dating back 200 million years. Alligators appeared later, roughly 150 million years ago. This makes the crocodile lineage older than many dinosaur species. What's truly remarkable is how little they've changed. While mammals evolved and diversified dramatically, these reptiles achieved near-perfect evolutionary design so early that they've remained virtually unchanged for millions of years. They survived the extinction event that killed the dinosaurs and have weathered countless climate changes and continental shifts. Scientists often refer to them as living fossils, perhaps the most successful vertebrate design in Earth's history. So there you have it, 9 critical differences between crocodiles and alligators that reveal why these incredible creatures have dominated our planet's waterways for over 200 million years. From their distinctive snouts and teeth to their varied habitats and behaviors, these differences aren't just academic distinctions. They're the result of millions of years of perfect evolutionary adaptation. Next time you're watching these magnificent creatures at a zoo or safely in the wild, you'll be able to identify them instantly and appreciate the extraordinary evolutionary success story they represent. If you enjoyed this deep dive into these prehistoric predators, hit that like button and subscribe for more fascinating wildlife comparisons. Leave a comment below with which animal comparison you'd like to see next. This is Jaws and Claws, reminding you that some of nature's most perfect designs have remained unchanged for millions of years. Sometimes the original is simply impossible to improve.